There's a specific type of person who feels genuine relief when plans get canceled. Not disappointed, relieved. And if that's you, you've probably been called antisocial, boring, maybe even depressed. But here's what's actually happening in your brain, and why the science says you might be onto something the rest of the world is missing. Let's start with something most people get wrong about socializing. They think it's a personality thing. You're either outgoing or you're not. But that's not quite it. The real difference is energy. Where does yours come from? Some people walk into a party and light up. The noise feeds them. The conversations, even the shallow ones, they're like fuel. That's extroversion. Their battery charges through other people. But then there's the other wiring, the one where every conversation, even with people you love, quietly drains something, where you can have a great time and still come home exhausted, not because the night was bad, because interaction itself has a cost. Psychologists have a term for this: optimal arousal theory. Your nervous system has a sweet spot for stimulation. Some people need more to feel alive. Others need less to feel okay. Neither is wrong. They're just different thresholds. And if your threshold is low, home isn't where you hide. It's where you recover. But there's another reason people prefer staying in. And it's not about energy at all. It's about control. Think about the last time you were somewhere unfamiliar. A new restaurant, a friend's party where you didn't know anyone, someone else's car. Notice what happens in your body. There's a low-level tension that never fully goes away. Because you're not in control. You can't leave when you want, can't adjust the music, can't predict what's coming next. And for some people, especially those with anxiety or sensory sensitivities, that lack of control feels like standing on unstable ground. Home is different. You know where everything is. You set the temperature. You choose the lighting. You decide when to engage and when to retreat. It's not laziness. It's nervous system regulation. And the wild part? Research shows that people who enjoy solitude often have richer inner lives. They're more creative, more reflective, better at working through complex problems. Because thinking deeply requires quiet. And quiet is something most people never actually experience anymore. Here's where the culture starts lying to you. We've built this story that a good life looks like constant activity. Brunches, happy hours, weekend trips. Your calendar should be full. Your stories should be poppin'. And if they're not, something must be wrong with you. But what if that's backwards? What if some people just experience fulfillment differently? What if joy, for you, looks like a Saturday with no plans? A book you've been meaning to read, a show you've already seen, the kind of peace that only comes from not performing for anyone. That's not depression. That's preference. The people who love staying home aren't avoiding life. They're choosing a different version of it, one where meaning comes from internal experiences, not external validation, where happiness doesn't need an audience. Psychologists call this a low need for stimulation, but that makes it sound like something's missing. It's not. It just means your brain finds richness in places other people overlook. Now, we need to be honest about something, because not everyone who stays home is doing it from a healthy place. Some people don't leave because the world feels too heavy, because social anxiety makes every interaction feel like a test they're failing. Because past experiences taught them that being around people isn't safe, and for them, home becomes more than comfort. It becomes a boundary they can't cross. So here's the question worth asking. When you stay in, does it feel like restoration or resignation? Do you choose home because it nourishes you, or because everything else feels impossible? One of those is self-care. The other is something to look at more closely, maybe with someone trained to help you untangle it. There's no judgment either way, but clarity matters, because choosing solitude is powerful. Feeling trapped in it is different. If you're someone who genuinely prefers staying home, and it's not fear driving that choice, then here's what you need to hear. You're not missing out. You're just playing a different game. While everyone else is chasing experiences that look good from the outside, you're building something internal. A life that doesn't need to be documented. Happiness that doesn't require witnesses. Peace that comes from knowing yourself well enough to honor what you actually need. That's rare. Most people spend their whole lives doing what they think they're supposed to want, instead of what actually fills them up. You've skipped that part. You've figured out that your favorite Friday night isn't the one everyone's talking about. It's the one where you're completely yourself, in your own space, with zero pressure to be anything else. And the people who don't get it, they're not your people. That's fine. You're not trying to be understood by everyone. You're trying to live in a way that actually works for you. That's not antisocial. That's self-aware. So here's what I want to know. Are you the type who loves staying home? Or do you think people like us just haven't figured out how to enjoy being out there yet? Leave a comment. I'm curious where you belong. And if this video made you feel a little less weird about how you're wired, hit the subscribe button, because I make videos that dig into the psychology behind the things most people never question. Not to tell you who to be, just to help you understand why you already are who you are. You should also check out this video popping up on your screen right now that explains how to stop people from disrespecting you. See you in my next video.